Kasi pag yung previous ko ng ano, sa yung date na ginawa niya sa ganun kasi yung pinapresent pero siguro, since meron na siya ng date, gawa na lang din tayo ng document na sasagutan din yung delivery person. Ito itong ano, table na natin for clarification. Okay. Ito na lang. Alin? Kasi may progress report.
Siguro start na tayo, no? Wait na lang natin. Tapos na yung ating message natin yung mga classmates. Pasok na. Be ready with your, ano, no? Be ready with your exercise number 4. Yes. Lang, ha? Pa natin yung iba. Yung mga sagot ninyo sa math calendar na due date, no? Para yung mga in-advise ko, no? Those na nagsito na yung kanilang answer, advise them watch the video so that to recall so those types of problems.
Kaya lang, pasok kasi siya sa pangalan. Yeah, I mean, what you should
Kung konti yung pumapasok, ating
yung mga
online
water
ruleta.
as per water
Promise ko sa group chat natin, no? Lang, ha? Sige. Let us answer. Are you ready? your papers, tapos na kanilang mabilis ito. I will also announce yung ating performance task today. No? Yung performance task natin. No? Question number 1. We will find questions number 2, questions that are 2, then true or false, 5 questions then. Let us begin answering. Are you ready, everyone? Hello, may kamusta pa ako?
Ready na po.
Okay, sige.
Yes.
So, sagutan natin yung part 1. Uh, will you please read and answer? Uh, Basa tapos tell us your answer. Anyone, please raise your hand for number 1. Read and answer yung question. I just hope you watch the video lesson para nasasagot niyo yung mga ganitong exercises. Meron ba? Yes, meron ba? Yes, and read and answer.
Variance of a random variable with discrete probability distribution is obtained by multiplying each outcome by its corresponding probability, then adding all the products. True
Okay.
po.
Somebody raise a hand also? Any other answer? Meron ba akong sasagutin pa? Wala. Taas na lang kamay. Obtained by multiplying each outcome, possible values of the random variable by its corresponding probability, then adding all the products is the method of finding the mean of the discrete probability, mean of the probability distribution. This one is variance. So this is false. Okay. Number 2. Anyone, please? Jimmy, could you please read and give us your answer?
To get the mean for the random variable with a discrete probability distribution, the formula for sample mean or population mean is used. True po.
Um, for the discrete probability, the mean of random variable with discrete probability distribution. In our lesson, we used another formula, no? Because we're going to use for the sample mean or population. Um, in the discussion in the video lesson, it's quite tedious and long, no? So ginagamit natin is another formula for the mean of random variable with discrete probability distribution. So I think this is false. Next, anyone? Kapag ulit tayo. Christian? Christian Clay. Hindi po ba ako? Will you please read number 3 and answer?
An expectation of an wait lang po sir.
Okay. Go ahead. Okay. Ano nangyari?
Wait lang po sir. Ito. An expectation of 3 pesos. 3 pesos means the average loss in 3 pesos. Ay, negative pala yun. Sorry.
Sige lang.
3 pesos for each of the number of bits. Of bits made of tickets sold in a game or in a lottery.
Ah, what is your answer?
True po sir.
Okay. So, expectation of negative 3 pesos means that the average losses will be 3 pesos for each of the number of bets made or tickets sold in a game. This is one of the theoretical uh, probability that we use. class in the video lesson. So that is correct. This is true. Next, number 4. Olivia, can you please read an answer?
Yung mga data tables ko.
Olivia.
Pag-pili na kasi ako
Hello?
The standard deviation for a random variable with discrete probability distribution is obtained by getting the square root of the variance.
Okay.
True.
Okay, so this one is true. The standard deviation no, is the square root of the variance. Okay, last for the true or false question. Bumagat, please. Read the answer. Bumagat.
The formula for the expected values is the same formula used in getting the mean for a random variable with discrete probability distribution. False po, sir.
Oh, this is true. No? This is in the last part of the uh, video lesson. Yeah, that is where we discuss the expectation or expected value. And we're using the same formula, which is for the expected value. Wait lang. For the expected value, our symbol is E of x. This is equal to the mean of random variable with discrete probability distribution. And the formula is the summation of the product x times P of x. So this one, number 5, is true. Check your work for part 1, everyone, please. Okay, let's proceed to part 2. For number 1 and part 2, you're already given the probability distribution. The probability is that a student will get 5 to 10 questions in Pinoy Henyo are the following. Find the mean, variance, and standard deviation for the distribution. So let us recall from the video lesson, the formulas were discussed. Ano yung mga formula natin? For the mean, this is the sum of all the products x times its corresponding probability p of x. Okay? And then for the variance, this is the summation of the product x squared times p of x. And then from this sum, we subtract the square of the mean. Huh? And of course, just like what is asked in the true or false question, this is the variance. Lowercase sigma squared. And then the standard deviation is just the square of the variance. So we begin with this probability distribution table. We find the mean. First, let us check if the sum of the probabilities is equal to 1. Because the sum of the probabilities is not equal to 1, then there's no sense in finding the mean, variance, and standard deviation because it's not a discrete probability distribution for a random variable. 0.4 plus 0.25, that is 0.65. 0.65 plus 0.05 is 0.70. Then 0.70 plus zero point 0.1 is 0.8. 0.8 plus 0.15 is 0.95, and then 0.95 plus 0.05, that is 1.00. So the sum is equal to 1. Then we can now solve for the mean of this probability distribution or a random variable. Let's start. Summation x times p of x means we add all the products of x and its corresponding probability. So the mean will be 5 times zero point 0.4 plus 6 times 0.25 plus 7 times 0.05 plus 8 times 0.1 plus 9 times 0.15 plus 10 times 0.05. Okay? And then from here, you can just use your calculator. But then let us do it part by part. No? 5 times zero point 0.4 is 2. 6 times 0.25. If you do not have calculator, it's better that you know how to multiply. 6 times 0.25 is 1.5. And then 7 times 0.05 is 0.35. Of course, 8 times zero point 0.1 is zero point 0.8. 9 times 0.15 is 1.35. And then 10 times 0.05, that will be zero point 0.5. Yeah? And add from here, that will be, given yan, 3.5, yes?
6.5 po.
Okay, so the mean is 6.5. Okay? Any questions? Last, who got the correct answer? Oh, syempre, the one who answered it. Correct. Okay, correct. Good. Okay. Those who got the correct answer. Now, from the formula of variance, this means that you can only get the variance after getting the mean because uh, you have here minus mean square. Tama? Okay. So, solve natin yung variance. Um, Halos pareho lang, pero you will get first the square of each value for x. Tama? So, tayong konti dito, kailangan tayo space. So that means 5 squared times zero point 0.4 plus 6 squared times 0.25 plus 7 squared times 0.05, 8 squared times zero point 0.1, 9 squared times 0.15, 10 squared times 0.05, and then from the sum, subtract 6.5 squared. Huh? Solving this was an answer. Anyone? Yes?
2.75.
Okay, that is correct. Very good. 2.75. So the variance is 2.75. Right? Next, square root of 2.75. 2.75. Wait lang. Erase ko lang. Nagulo yung pagsulat. May nagtaas. Go ahead, Ellen. What is the standard deviation?
1.66 po.
Okay. Rounded off as 1 point. Good work, everyone. Standard deviation is 1.66. Variance is 2.75. The mean is 6.5 for number 1. Any question? So pareho lang yung gagawin natin. So part 4, sa number 2 na. Dito tayong given distribution table. Okay? Let us answer. The probability that a cellular phone repair stall at North Mall will finish the bill with X number of clients per day is shown. Find the mean variance and standard deviation for each solution. Okay. So for the mean, we're not using the blue formula. We already have enumerated the elements in the number 1. Um, for the mean, we have 3 times 0.45 plus 4 times zero point 0.3 plus 6 times 0.05, 8 times 0.12, and then 10 times 0.08. By the way, we forgot to check whether the sum of the probabilities is 1. 0.45 plus 0.3 is 0.75. 0.75 plus 0.75 is 0.8. And then 0.92. And then 1 times 0.05. Very correct naman. So what is your answer here? Anyone? Oh, si Ellen pa rin. How about the others? Iba, yes, Ellen, what is your answer?
11.99.
11.99. Any other answer? One? Isa-isa natin, no? 3.45 is 1.45. 3 times 0.45 natin. 4 times 0.3 is 1.2. Yeah? 6 times 0.05 is 0.30. And then 8 times 0.12. 8 times 12 is 96. So this is just 0.96. And then 10 times 0.08 is 0.8. Right? Move lang natin dyan 1.1. Oh. So ano lang to? Masyadong malaki yata yung sagot niya. Yes? May nagtaas ba ng kamay? Um,
4.61 po.
4.61 lang ang ating. Correct. Next tayo, for the variance. Again, you try to write the equation so that there won't be any need for you to memorize the formula. You practice doing this para nasusundan ninyo, no? Hindi na natin kailangan uh, i-memorize. Tama? Sige. Saglit lang, ha? So for the variance, we have 3 squared times 0.45, 4 squared times 0.3, 6 squared times 0.05, 8 squared times 0.12, and then 10 squared times 0.08. Of course, we will subtract 4.61 squared. Anyone? You have an answer here? You can try to use your calculator if you don't have an answer. Sino may sagot dito? Ano? Kung ayaw, what is your answer here? It is correct in the middle. Yes. Okay. What is your answer here?
Wala po akong sagot, sir.
Ellen, what is your answer?
5.08.
Okay, so ginamit mo na yung 4.61, Ellen, ano? That is correct. That is 5.0. Then, the square root of 5.08, rounded up to 2 decimal places. Yes. Ellen?
2.25.
Okay, that is correct. 2.95. Three more numbers, 3, 4, and 5. Punta na tayo dito sa number 3. For number 3, number 5, the difference is that we are not given the probability distribution. Wala tayong binigyan na, walang ibinigay sa atin na probability. However, probability distribution table for this problem is given in the previous lessons and exercises. Tama? Find the mean, variance, and standard deviation of having female child in a family with 4 children. So if you will remember, the probability distribution here is the possible values for x, uh, having female child with 4 children. So what are the possible values of x? When there is no female, there is 1, 2, 3, or 4 females in the family. Possible values for the random variable. And what are the probabilities for each of these values of the random variable? P of x will be, since we have 4 children, huh? Alam natin yung denominator doon will be 2 raised to 4, that is 16. At yan, 16. Kung maalala ninyo. If there is no female, then all children will be boys. Lahat yun, male, male, male. Yan yung muna dun sa sample space natin. Tama? So there will be 1 over 16 probability. Also, if all children um, are females, then that will be all females. Air, air. Yun yun, no? So there's also probability 1 over 16, if you remember. Alright? And then next, what will be the probability if there is one female? So yun na yung magpapalit-palit sa mga male child. So there will be 4 out of 16. Kapag may females, magpapalit-palit sa apat na to. Okay? Then to complete the distribution, there is 6 over 16 probability that two of the children will be female. Alright? So ito na yung ating discrete probability distribution for the random variable that the child will be a female. Alright. So we're now ready to find the mean, variance, and standard deviation of this data. For the mean, we have 0 times 1 over 16, 1 times 4 over 16, 2 times 6 over 16, ulit natin, bravo, plus 3 times 4 over 16, plus 4 times 1 over 16. And by the way, you'll notice that the sum of the probabilities 1 plus 4, 4 plus 6 plus 4 plus 1 is 16. And that will be 16 over 16 for the sum of the probabilities. That is equal to 1. Let us solve this. 0 times 1 over 16, 4 over 16, 2 times 6 is 12 over 16, 3 times 4 is also 12 over 16, and then we have 4 over 16. Huh? Then we have 4 plus 12 plus 12 plus 4. Yes, somebody is using
2 po.
Okay, so that is 2 because that is 32 over 16. Huh? 32 over 16. Is equal to 2. That is correct. Let us proceed to the variance. Okay, dun tayo sa variance. The variance will be, natin kita yung distribution table. So the variance will be 0 squared times 1 over 16. Sabi ko sa inyo, kahit na it's almost poetry, gawin lang ninyo so that you will be able to memorize the process or the uh, formula. No? 3 squared times 4 over 16 plus 4 squared times 1 over 16 minus 2 squared. Finding the sum, that will be, say ulit natin, ha? Ito na, 0 na to. Whatever you multiply to 0, 0 pa rin ang sagot. 1 squared times 4, that will be 4 over 16. 2 squared is 4 times 6, 24 over 16. 3 squared is 9 times 4, 36 over 16. Masyado bang mabilis? Ha? 4 squared is 16 over 16 minus 4. Do not forget that. Minsan kadalasan, common mistake for student, nakakalimutan yung minus mean squared. No? Add natin, 4 plus, mas mabilis dito, 4 plus 36 is 40, and 24 plus 16 is 40. That is 80 over 16 minus 4. 80 over 16 is 5 minus 4, then that is equal to 1. Variance is equal to 1. And square root of 1 is also 1. Therefore, the standard deviation is also equal to 1. Check your work. Number 1. Okay. Last two questions, then we will discuss the performance task. The water refilling station owner determines the number of gallons of water refilled each day. Find the mean, variance, and standard deviation for check whether the sum is equal to 1.25. So mag-apat na 0.25 yan, then that is 0.1. We're ready to find the mean. So the mean is equal to 110 times 0.1. Parang this is ang gagawin natin. 111 times 0.50, 112 times 0.25, 113 times 0.25, 114 times 0.50, and then 115 times 0.1. Use your calculator. Anyone? Will you please use your calculator to find the answer? Yes. Jimmy, what's your answer?
112.5 po.
That's right. Very good. 112.5. Okay. Variance. Solve nyo na. You know what I will be writing. Yes, excellent. What's your the variance?
2.05.
Okay. The variance is 2.05. Okay. Good, no? May final answer na bago isulat yung computation. Sulat natin yun. 110 squared times 0.1, 111 squared times 0.50. I suppose hindi natin kaya yung mga spherical numbers na yan. So, use your calculator. 111 squared times 0.25, 111 squared times 0.50, 115 squared times zero point 0.1, minus 112.5 squared. And that is 2.05. Square root of 2.05, that is the standard deviation, is
1.43.
1.43. Okay. Last question, and we will discuss the performance task for the first quarter. In a fair, an individual pays 10 pesos for a game because the casino guy wants. If a number less than 3 comes up, he wins nothing. Otherwise, he wins 10 pesos times the difference between the number rolled and 2. Calculate the expected return for this game. Game fair. The game is fair. Excuse me. The game is fair if the expected value, where did I write the explanation? The game is fair if the expected value is equal to 0. If the expected value is not equal to 0, the game is not fair. Why not fair? Because theoretically, if the game is played over and over and over to infinity, and the expected value is negative, then that means there is an average losses to those who are playing the game, those who are betting to play the game. And if the expected value is positive, then that means on the average, theoretically, um, those who are playing the game are gaining, nananalo. Huh? So, ibig sabihin, pag negative yan, that is favor to the host, the organizer of the game. O, yung bangka, kung tawagin natin sa Tagalog, nagpapalaro. Okay? Let us look at this one. Before we can find the expected value, the formula, of course, is the same as the bid. Huh? Let us try first to find the possible values of the random variable. Hanapin muna natin. What will happen? Individual pays, nagbayad na siya ng 10 pesos. Okay? And what are the possibilities? Huh? If a number less than 3 comes up, he wins nothing. So, if it's less than 3, then wala siyang mapapanalunan. Ito mayroon siya ng 10 pesos. Then the expectation is that he, the individual, loses 10 pesos. So negative 10 is a possible value for the random variable, which is, in this case, the gain. Huh? Next, We know that rolling a single die, the sample space is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. That means one spot turning up, two spots turning up, and so on until 6 spots. Huh? So if a number less than 3, what are the numbers less than 3? 1 or 2. Then the probability of losing the 10 pesos is 2 out of 6. Okay? What else? What are the other values for the random variable? Otherwise, according to the problem, he wins 10 times the difference between the number rolled and 2. 10 times the difference between the number rolled and 2. Okay? What if it's 3? 3 minus 2 times 10 pesos. Ayun yan. It's important that you are able to comprehend what is in the problem. No? 10 pesos times the difference between the number rolled. The number rolled is 3 and 2. So 3 minus 2 times 10, that is equal to 10. Okay? So if the individual wins 10 pesos, remember that he placed his 10 pesos as a bet. No? He paid 10 pesos. And nakuha niya rin yung 10 pesos. What is the gain? 0. And what is the probability to that? Getting a 3 has a probability of 1 over 6. Another one. If the number rolled is 4, so that will be 4 minus 2 times 10. That will be 10 times 2, 20. Are you following? Class, nasusundan nyo ba? Pagkuha ng value ng x and the probability. Ano? Ano? Kausap ba?
Yes po.
Okay. Okay, okay. So kapag 20 ang nakuha niya, do not leave in mind na nagtaya siya ng 10 pesos. So kung yung 10 pesos niya, ay tinaya niya, nakakuha siya ng 20, the gain is 10 pesos. Also, 4 is only 1 out of 6. That is the probability. What if the number rolled is 5? Okay, so paano yan? Pare-pareho na yung process natin. 5 minus 2 times 10, that is 30. 10 pesos to this. It's the individual's bet. So 20 yung kanyang gain. Again, the probability is 1 out of 6. And lastly, he may be able to roll a 6 minus 2 times 10 is the gain. 40, so the gain will be 30 pesos. And also the probability of getting a 6 is 1 out of 6. So you now have your probability distribution for the random variable. And we said that the value, the formula for the expected value or the outcome is given by the same formula as the mean of the random variable with discrete probability distribution. Therefore, we get the expected value as equal to negative 10 times 2 over 6 plus 0 times 1 over 6 plus 10 times 1 over 6 plus 20 times 1 over 6 plus 30 times 1 over 6. Remember that if you do a problem related to this, the probability or the sum of the probabilities must be equal to 1. Look at that. 2 plus 1 plus 1 plus 1 plus 1 is 6 over 6. Huh? Equal to 1. Now let's continue solving for the expected outcome or expected grade. Negative 10 times 2 is negative 20 over 6. 0 plus 10 over 6 plus 20 over 6 plus 30 over 6. Negative 20 over 6 and positive 20 over 6 add up to 0. what do we have? Anyone? Yes? Somebody raised a hand. Yes, Jamie?
40/6 po.
40 over 6. That is correct. Or 5 and 2/3. 5 and 2/3. We're talking about money here, peso. So this is positive 5 pesos, approximately 67 centavos. Centavos, no? 5 pesos. Divide that to the kilo. So, correct, 40 over 6, and that is 5 pesos, 67 centavos. Ano? 40 over 6, dapat 6 and 2/3. It should be 6 and 2/3. Correct natin yan. Dapat 6 and 2/3. So how do we interpret this? The expected gain is positive, and that means in the long run, theoretically, if the game is played over and over by an individual, it is expected that he, on the average, wins 6 pesos and 67 centavos. Look at that. Then, answering the question, the game, therefore, the game is not fair. It favors the participant, or it favors the player. Uh, If it's negative, it favors the host or the organizer. Any question about exercise number 4, class? Check your work, everyone. Yes? Yeah, any question? Jimmy, what is your question?
Yung sa number 5 po, sir, paano po ulit naging 6.67 yun po?
6.67. Um, you can use your calculator. 2/3 is 0.6666, non-terminating repeating decimal. So, um, estimate mo na lang. Or, if you do not know that value, pwede mo namang i-divide na. 40 divided by 6 is 36 over 4, di ba? Kapag remainder na yan, kukuha tayo ng decimal, bring it down, ulit-ulit, ulit-ulit siya, puro 6. That is, na? 36 ulit, 4 ulit yan, kuha ka ulit ng 0. Then it won't stop, puro 6 yan. So, i-round off mo na, i-estimate mo na. Since we're talking about money, 2 decimal places, 6.67. Okay?
Okay po, sir. Thank you po.
Uh, Anything else, class? Wala na? Okay. So this time, uh, uh, also for those who will be watching the recording of this class, for your performance task, let's discuss your performance task. So, in a school event, situation tayo, no? This will be your performance task for third quarter. So here's our situation. In a school event, you are tasked to organize a game for students. However, you want the game to be fair. So, construct a game in the form of a problem. So, construct a game that will have the expected outcome or the expected value to be equal to zero. The game will just be as this one. Halos ganito lang din yung gagawin ninyo. Magkukonstruct kayo ng game, a bet will be played or something else, and then after uh, expected gain in the problem, expected money, gusto nila dyan, mga anong game, color game, or letters game. For example, game, drawing a paper or a colored paper from the jar, ganon, na? Okay? So this will be your parts for the performance dance. First page is the title page. Okay, natin yan, ha? Ganyan ninyo. The first page, performance task in statistics and probability. Lagyan ninyo ng catchy title yung inyong game. And then your name, and then date. Okay? Second page, ha? Second page, situation. And then problem, word problem. Write your game in the form of a word problem. Third page, this will just be electronic, no? Hindi na soft copy na lang ng inyong Word document or PowerPoint slides. Huwag na rin yung i-print. Basta 3 pages yan, no? Third page will be proof that it is a fair game. Proof that the game is fair. What should I see here? Your computation. Makikita ko sa dulo, e of x is equal to 0. The same as this one. Okay? Explain the problem, explain the situation, how you came up with the problem, and then write the word problem, and then the computation. In the computation, that includes the possible values of the random variable, such as this one, no? Yung probability distribution table natin, nandiyan, na-construct ninyo, no? Okay? Any question about the performance task? Everyone? Hello? Hello? Wala? Class? Walang question? No question? Okay, kung wala ng question, then let's proceed to, sabi ko na konti lang naman kaya. Let's proceed to my promise. Wait. Punta tayo dun sa ating, I will show my, walang ako ng, ang tawag dun? Online roulette. Will decide. Tatlo lang yung winners natin. Will decide. Kita? Kita yung will?
Yes po.
Isa-isayin natin yung mga kasama dito sa sa online class. Sino to? Bumagat. Surname na lang, no? Wala namang magkaparehong surname sa inyo. Bumagat. Kore. Next. Kore. Furyo Canlas. Furyo unlock. Ano pa? Rule of unlock. Biray panagsagan. Biray panagsagan. Naku, kulang yung ano, manalo sa Libya. Manalo sa Libya. Meron pa? Rumbawa, no? Manalo, rumbawa. Mas madali yung kind. Okay, meron ba akong naiwan? Hello? Wala? Tignan natin. Oops, okay. Tatlo lang, ha? Tatlo lang. Na? Natatanggal ba to kapag ka, do you know this one? Natatanggal ba to kapag ka may napili ka? Hello? Tatlo lang, ha? Tatlo lang. Okay. Let's begin. Click to spin. And the winner. Ay, nasa, Biray. Okay. Wait lang, sulat, tandaan ko lang. Biray. Biray, tandaan ninyo, ha? Type nga natin doon sa exercises. Baka makalimutan ko. Biray. Next. Ano gagawin natin? Kay Biray, matatanggal ba siya? Hindi. Okay, another one. Second. Tadaan! Kyle. Si Kyle at si Biray. Kyle Rumbawa. And then last. Ano lang? Bumagat. Okay. That ends our online class. We have Viray, Kyle, and Bumagat. Message na lang tayo sa GC. If you have any question, class? May question ba kayo about the lesson? Hello? Wala na? So if there's no more question, thank you for attending the online class. God bless all of you. Dismiss na tayo. Goodbye.
Thank you
Thank you
po.
po.
Thank you.